Welcome in, everyone, to the post-game show for Virginia and Pittsburgh tonight. I'm Jay Ballard of the Cavalier Connection. I'm joined, as always, by Jeff Lowe. Our host, Jack, is at a high school game tonight. He's out of the live stream tonight with this post-game. It's a little bit painful tonight, Jeff. First time we've done a live stream after a loss. It was really a difficult game to watch. It just seemed like we couldn't get any stops tonight. Hats off to Pitt; they played a heck of a game. But what are your quick thoughts on the game?
Well, I had to tune in a little bit late, so I was watching recorded and was able to catch up. I thought Pitt, first of all, they just shot lights out from three. If we were there on defense, they made it, but they got a lot of wide open threes. We come up for that double team at the top, and they would feed down and get an easy layup, or we go down and stop that, and somebody's open for a three, and they shot lights out. And I thought they defensively did a good job against us. We scored. We were scoring at a decent clip early, but McNeely was hot early, and then they just really locked him down pretty good. And then with that third foul that Beekman, when he picked out at 12, 13 minutes ago in the game, that was big. Him having to sit down, because when you need a basket, a lot of times you can count on Beekman to get to the basket and get a basket and score for you. And so we just really didn't get a lot of good looks on offense, I didn't think, in that, second half. So, I had a final score prediction. You got it up there, 63-59. And, Pitt had 59, I think, with 15 minutes to go in the second half. I don't know what it was, but scores were way off.
Yeah, what was his name? Henson? Did I get that right?
Yeah, Henson. Now,
Henson.
he lit us
He was a
up.
man. 27. Looking at the box score, and you could tell that. I can see how they wanted Duke. They were not afraid of anything that we presented tonight. I think they knew that they were physically, just physically a stronger, more athletic team. And, Florida State gave us some problems on Saturday with the same type of things. But we were able to shoot the ball a little bit better. We started shooting the ball well tonight. Like you said, we kind of cooled off in that second half. But, you just never felt like we had a grasp of this game. And when you just we never built that lead up to where we were forcing them to maybe take some shots they didn't want to take. They got whatever looks they wanted. So that's 2 nights in a row that our defense has not been there. And Tony talks all the time about how thin it's a razor thin line in this league. And Pitt's a good team. I think you win at Duke and at Virginia, you got a winning record in the conference, and you're not a tournament team. What world are we living in?
Right.
Virginia goes into this game as a second place team in the ACC, and for the most part, yeah, people had them in. But a week ago, we were on the bubble, out, whatever. Who knows what they're going to do after this loss? Are they going to knock us out of the tournament because we lost a game? Are teams just not losing games anywhere across the country? I really don't understand it, Jeff. Help me understand.
I can't. Virginia went into the polls this week at 21, and that's because I don't know how many in the top 25 lost, but I know from 15 down to 25, half of those teams had a loss last week, plus teams in front of us in the receiving votes. This is college basketball this year. It's wide open. It's just wide open. You don't know who's going to win the national title. Get in, get yourself a shot, and try to make a run. Unfortunately, it looks like Carolina's going to take a L tonight. And
I've got that game on right now, but I don't have any volume up, so I'm not sure what's going on. Looks like the ball's going off Carolina. It's going to be Syracuse ball, I believe. But that was one positive from tonight, is that Carolina did lose, or it is looking I mean, they're down
Right.
7 with a minute to go,
Right.
and
Right.
I
Don't
believe
jinx it.
Syracuse is going to have the basketball.
Yeah.
So that is more than likely a loss. So we had a golden opportunity. You can look at it one of two ways. You know, a golden opportunity that you didn't take advantage of, or good fortune in that you know, you could have lost a game in the standings. But as it sits right now, we still control our own destiny to win the ACC regular season title.
And you know, I mean, taking a loss is not the end of the world. We weren't going to win. You're not going to win out. You're not going to win the rest of your conference games. Go to the ACC tournament, breeze through that. You know, we typically, hopefully, you know, Bennett will get something out of this, as we always typically do. Defensively, like you said, 2 games in a row, it's been a little shaky. So back to the drawing board. I'm sure Bennett's going to work them at practice, and it's going to be defense, defense, defense. And we got Wake Forest on Saturday, I believe. It's a
Yeah,
big
how big
game.
is that game now? Because Wake
Yeah.
Forest lost to Duke.
Mhm.
Nothing, no shame in that, but they're a bubble team as well.
Yep.
So um,
It's a big game for both of us.
it's a big game for both of us. Because
Mhm.
if we do drop that game, we've now lost 2 in a row, and we're staring down a game at Virginia Tech, who you know
And
would
yep.
love nothing more than to ruin our season.
Mhm. And that's a
If you
tough
should,
environment.
yeah, and if you should lose that one, now you're on a 3-game losing streak, and you've got Carolina. You know, that's enough. Are you going to win that one?
Mhm.
Who knows? I mean, you could. So you don't want to hit the panic button after one loss, as you've said many times, and as Tony has said. You don't get too high after a win, or too low after a loss. But it's hard not to take this one tough, because you know you expect to beat Pitt. Let's just that's let's just say what it is. Virginia is better than Pitt, but tonight they weren't. So
And when you get them at home, that's the ones that just
yeah,
protect that home court's huge. And we've done that, obviously, but tonight it just didn't happen. But it
yeah.
happens to the best of the teams. And well, Carolina's within 5. Hope you didn't jinx it. 49
Oh god,
seconds to go.
you're ahead of me because they are down 8 right now. Here comes the
Oh,
3 that's obviously going in, and it
out in
does.
that country area of West Point, y'all signals just a hair behind.
Yeah,
Just
we're
a
a little
hair
bit.
behind.
Yeah, you're a little closer to North Carolina, therefore it gets to you first. Although this
That's
game's in
right.
Syracuse, so
Yeah,
I should be
yeah,
getting it first, because if
yeah.
it's
That's
coming
true. It's
down
in
from New York,
Syracuse.
you know,
That's right.
it hits me first. Um, but yeah, tough game tonight. Any positives that you? I mean,
I still say Beekman had a good game, and considering the foul trouble he was in, 19 points, 6 boards, 5 assists. Once again, I mean, Beekman gets to that basket when he wants. I thought Pitt did a good job of containing him on some of those times, where he making him pass that ball back out. But Beekman around that basket is pretty good. You know, Groves tonight, it wasn't his night.
yeah, it didn't have
He
it.
couldn't. He could. I mean, they were on him. The defense was on him tight, and he couldn't get around it. He hit the 1-3, and then he got a little I don't know what the word I'm trying to say is, but you know, kind of like he was doing when he was struggling, catching the ball. You got an open look, and instead, little hesitant, passing it
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
So, and
He hit
then,
the first one, and I was like,
yep.
okay, he'll be good. But after that, we didn't get anything. I guess one thing that concerns me about tonight is that when you know, you think about some football teams that are like running teams, and they're really good when they're ahead, but they don't really play from behind real
Right.
well. And when we did get down tonight, we didn't just continue to run the offense. Especially, we panicked when it got under about the 6 or 7 minute
Mhm.
mark, and we were still down by 8-10. Instead of just running the offense and getting good looks, I mean, because we had gone on some runs just like they were going on runs. I felt like we had a run in us if we'd have just stayed the course.
Right.
But we got into a habit of, you know, Reese would drive, force a shot that wasn't there, or IMAC would drive and try to make a pass, and it wasn't there, and we just panicked.
And then we're
I
forcing
thought,
something at the end, a Ryan Dunn kind of a tough look, or Rhodey shot a couple bad looking shots as well. Um, I I would say, and I don't know how many minutes Minor played because that's not updated. I mean, I know his minutes were a hair limited tonight. He had no rebounds. That's crazy. No rebounds. Rhodey did get 6 assists. Dunn had
yeah, I
8
just don't.
points. Um,
We got to get Minor
Payne,
back and trusting. I don't like that he's
mhm,
sitting more, and we've had two
right.
bad defensive performances.
And
Is that
uh,
a product of him not being in there physically and helping us, or
right,
is it just happenstance?
right. And Buchanan can't keep up with that either. But the way they
No.
were swinging that ball and getting those open threes, I don't know.
Another
But that
thing
was
I'd like to see, and again, who far be it from me to question Tony Bennett, but could we not have called a timeout at some point in there when they're making their run?
right,
Especially when in that last run where they just kind of pushed it from 6 to like 12
right,
pretty
right,
quickly. I mean, it's kind of tic tac to say, but
Pete Gillen would have took about
oh, he
if he
wouldn't have
had
had
any
any left at
timeout.
that point, Jeff.
He probably wouldn't have, but if he had anything, he would have took 2 or 3. This thing's down to 4 with 38 seconds to go.
Yeah,
Syracuse at the
Syracuse at the
line.
free throw line. Uh,
Oh boy, a miss.
ahead by 4. Don't spoil it for me, Jeff. Let me play spoiler for the people. Is this a one? Let's see, how many fouls?
No, no,
Was
this
this
is 2
shooting
shot
foul?
foul.
Okay,
No,
I
2
wasn't
shots.
watching the game.
Well, no, he
Oh
was.
God, one miss.
Yeah. Well,
We really need Syracuse to take care of this and finish
we
this
did.
game
We
off.
did.
Um,
Turnover. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm spoiling it for you. That's
you
big.
spoiled it. UNC is rolling the ball in currently. They
Yeah.
just picked it up. Here we go.
Yeah. I'm quite a bit
I
ahead
got a
of you.
feeling there's a turnover coming. Oh, turnover. How about
if
that?
you could go on to ESPN Bet real quick and drop one.
Yeah, you would have liked to have done that. But yeah, so we'll Wake Forest on Saturday. I'm sure that'll be that'll be a tough one too. But I'm sure Tony will have the boys in the gym working hard between now and then. And you're not going to win every game in the ACC, so let's just try to hold it steady.
Here we are, 6-point game, 33 seconds to go. We're going to take you out here. Carolina. Oh,
Let's see
wild
what they can
3.
do.
Rebound Syracuse. This thing's over. It's a dunk coming. Oh, what's he doing? Take the dunk.
You're so far ahead of me.
Oh, I think things are looking good for the old Orange. And this will help the Who's come off this L tonight.
Yeah, take that. Fouls on the floor, no basket, but they lead by 6 with 18.6 to play.
And he traveled, I think.
I think you did too.
Oh, me.
That dome's a tough place to play too.
Yeah.
Oh, he definitely traveled. Good Lord.
It looked like we had another good crowd tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and we, there's a lot of good things. We're doing the post-game show for Pitt tonight, but you got baseball on Friday. Lacrosse will be at it again this weekend, I'm sure.
Baseball plays Friday,
Saturday, and Sunday.
And it's at the Dish?
At the Dish. Yep.
Dang. It'd be nice.
2.0's making the trip on Sunday. He'll be there.
What time's basketball Saturday? Do you know?
I don't. Let me see if I can
I'm
pull
looking it up.
Quick.
Let's see.
Let's see. It looks like it will be
12
at
o'clock.
12 o'clock.
What time's baseball?
I don't have that in front of me.
I know I'm asking stuff on the fly. We don't have a producer here tonight. Let's see. I'm going to look this one up.
Yeah, Syracuse still up 6, 18.6 to play. Looking good to hold on to that. I'm sure Tony's in the press conference by now. He's probably done talking at this point. I would imagine he's going to give a lot of hat tips, but also be pretty disgusted. There was quite a few possessions where we didn't box out. Rhodey was guilty of that at least 3 times. Yeah, just not our night tonight.
Baseball plays at 1 Saturday. That sucks.
Oh, yeah, that does suck.
Basketball at noon, baseball at 1. I tell you, Jack would be ticked with me if I made the journey to the basketball. I would like to hit a basketball, baseball Saturday.
Well, yeah, you would think they would start baseball at like 3.
Right.
Give people time to get from
Yeah, you just
basketball
walk across the street.
Yeah. Is
Um,
lacrosse playing at home, or are they?
I'm not sure. I'm looking right now. Maybe man, the Sunday baseball wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, that 2.0 is going. I've got another commitment. I'm unable to attend. He had mentioned going. He's going with, but
We could bring him live from the stadium. Get some feedback.
get a guest.
Saturday, yeah. Oh no, lacrosse is at Richmond Saturday at 1.
Oh, that'll be a tough game. Richmond is actually
Richmond's
really good this year.
Number 16.
Yeah, they're very talented. I mean, you expect to win when you're Virginia Lacrosse playing Richmond, but again, nothing taken for granted.
Yeah. Well, I can't rule out a trip myself to baseball on Sunday, but we'll see.
I think they play Hofstra.
They play, yes, I believe that is who it is. You know, I'll either way, I can get a report in from it's Hofstra. Get a report from 2.0, and Syracuse is charging the floor. They are charging the floor after a big 86-79 win over North Carolina. Did you think you'd see today Syracuse is charging the floor
against anybody?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's pretty sad.
It's sad and it's crazy. You know, that's how big Syracuse was at one point to now.
And Carolina's number 7 in the country. It's not like they're the number 1 team in the country.
Right. First AP top 10 win since 2019 against Duke. And that was at number 1 Duke.
You got to be better.
I'll say this. I'd like to think we wouldn't, but I can't rule out UVA charging the floor off a win against North Carolina. Because
we won't do it. No.
Virginia folks like to get on that floor and to get on that field.
We won't charge if we win that game.
The tough thing.
You got the national championship rule, Jeff. Once you win the national championship, you don't charge courts anymore. You get charged.
Syracuse has won national titles. But they are celebrating. And, you know, as a student, anything to charge the floor. I've been out there with ODU basketball, high-fiving old Cal Ballard.
Odell Hodge?
Odell wasn't on that team. Cal,
we need to work with our friends at the ODU Monarchist.
Yeah, ODU Monarchist.
ODU sports here soon.
We play ODU this year in football?
If it's not this year, it's next year. I don't think it's this coming season, though. I want to say it's the following. I could be wrong with that. I'm quite sure it's not this year, though. We talked about the schedule. They're not on it.
We did. Yeah, I think maybe we play at ODU. I know, is that the following year, or we still have ODU coming back to us one more time before we go there?
I'm not sure on.
But I was definitely at one of those arenas in Richmond, charging it for a CAA championship.
Oh, absolutely.
Monarchs, and I'm bouncing around just as happy as can be.
That arena doesn't exist anymore.
Which arena was that at? Was it the
Richmond Coliseum? Yeah.
They just shut that one down, last year?
It's been a couple
or
years.
Before? Mason and I went to wrestling there just a few years ago. It's a dump. Yeah. It was a dump.
It is a dump. We took Jayton to Disney on Ice there.
Okay.
That was my last time. It was he had to be probably 5 or so.
Got you. Well, North Carolina lost. So if you look at the standings now, we're still a game back. We've got Wake Forest on Saturday. If we can just take care of that business, get a nice lacrosse and baseball win to start the season, and take it from there, get into next week. And, you know, basketball season's wrapping up. We're nearing into just couple weeks left, a few weeks, and then we're right into March Madness. And the most fun time there is. I like to take that day off for UVA's first basketball game. I've had my heart broken a time or two doing that.
Yeah, I remember very well. Many times that we've taken off and watched
Oh yeah,
those tournaments together. Um, the Gonzaga game stands out as one
Gonzaga
that was
stands
painful
out
in
for
that
me
first
too.
round.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but
I tell you,
there's been
last
many.
year for me,
Yeah,
Furman last year. That one,
yeah.
that one
I
hurt.
tried to get Kihei Clark to come on the podcast.
That's all.
Um, that pained me a little bit.
I had thought about reaching out, but I didn't know if I should because of you. I was
Yeah, I
thinking maybe if
tried.
you fell ill, I might reach out.
Yeah, I tried, but I was unsuccessful. Um, so well, to this point, I asked him if because I tried to get in touch with him and um so far I haven't gotten a response, but hopefully he'll come respond and we'll get him on. So just so that people know, we are working on some guests. We've got some things lined up. No hard dates at this point, but we've got some guests coming that are going to take you down memory lane and be some good conversations that we'll have. We'll have Jack back for those for sure. And we look forward to bringing those to you. Help us out by sharing. We're on Twitter at Talk UVA Sports, Facebook at the Cavalier Connection, YouTube channel is the Cavalier Connection. We're also on Spotify when we post our podcast. Live streams don't make it there, but otherwise they are. We post our podcast there as well. So
We're
we
working
would
on
love
it.
to have
We're
your
working on it.
support, and just help us grow. As we grow, the better the show will get, and we hope that you've seen some of those improvements already, even with the graphics and some things like that. So,
Good
any
to hear
final thoughts,
from.
Jeff, before we close out the post game?
Well, it's good to hear Ohio podcast is on, and we appreciate y'all coming on and listening to us tonight. It's good to see you guys as well. It's unfortunately it's a tough night for us, tough loss, but we'll be back and better than ever on Saturday, as old Greenberg likes to say. And Friday, baseball getting started, and I'm thrilled. I'm excited. The baseball team is. I know they're ready to get on the field. If you haven't checked out, we had Jay Woolfolk on just a couple weeks ago. Come check out our Twitter page, our Facebook page. You can go listen to that interview and see he's excited about the season, as are we. And other than that, I hope everybody has a good night. Well, hopefully we'll be able to link back up with you guys on Saturday. And any final thoughts, Jay?
Yeah, friend of the podcast, Jay Woolfolk. Hopefully, he'll get the ball one of the days this weekend, and we expect big things from him. But that'll wrap it up. Final score from Charlottesville tonight: Pitt Panthers 74, Virginia 63. That'll do it for the Cavalier Connection, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Go